Lily back with another video, and this is The Quad, Season 2, Episode 4, Not Your Negro. The show opens up with someone watching the interview that was held with Eric Garner's mom, which gave a little background about him and their family. The show opens up. Well, we talk about that. So it shoots to Eva. She's driving in her car heading to work. It flashes back to what happened since she collapsed, and apparently she did not have a heart attack. She had a panic attack. So that was the good news, that she did not suffer from a panic attack. Eva's then pulled over by the cops and was asked if she's lost. Apparently, you all know Eva is in a very expensive car, and it's not such the greatest neighborhood. Eva's, the police pretty much is, step into Eva kind of rude, and he pretty much tell her that this car does not belong in this neighborhood. The cop then goes on to ask Eva if she's under the influence. She said no. She was like, look, I gotta be at work and I'm supposed to be in my desk in 5 minutes. And then he just ordered her to get out the car. And she said she was not getting out the car, that she was gonna call, pretty much his commander. And, because she hasn't did anything wrong. So he goes in the car, pulls her out, but she ends up like shoving him a little bit, and he ends up falling to the ground. Of course, everybody that's lookouts, everybody that's in the neighborhood is pretty much got their cameras up, and she puts her hands up because the other police draw his gun on her, and somebody yells, "She has her hands up, don't shoot." So the cop gets up off the ground, he manhandles Eva and pretty much arrests her, talking about she will be charged for assaulting and battery of a cop. So hold on one second here. Okay. Meanwhile, back on campus, Caesar is being interviewed. I think Roland, the known commentator, Roland Martin, is acting like the radio station DJ for the Tom Joyner Morning Show, and he's interviewing Caesar, and Caesar is guaranteed that they're gonna be that GAMU is gonna be back on top, and he's gonna get them back to victory. Meanwhile, while the interview is going on, he goes to interview Ebony. Ebony's talking about she's a music major. Then it goes to Sid. Sid is pretty much saying, he only came here because his mama made him, and he don't know what he really want to do, and but work on his music. So anyway, while the interview is taking place, the DJ announced that Eva was arrested, and that the video footage has been posted to the internet. So everybody's pretty much checking it out for the first time. And then while this is going on, Sid runs into Jason, and he invites her to coffee. So meanwhile, wait a minute. Let me see, being interviewed by Jason. Okay, I think I jumped. Yeah, I jumped ahead. So anyway, they do the interview. Sid runs into Jason, and he invites her out for coffee at the coffee stand. So she said she will meet up with him. It shoots to Sid and his girlfriend. They're doing homework. She's asking him how can he listen to music while he do his homework, and he said, you want to listen to what I put together. And she was looking at listens to music, and she was looking on his laptop while he talked to his mom on the phone, and she gets offended because the song he written was by Chantel, and she feels some type of way because she feel like that he is with her, and why is he writing songs about Chantel. And then Sid was like kind of got upset about it, and pretty much told her she can get out. Meanwhile, Eva's at the police station, and this is the part that really like just threw me for a loop. And they take Eva. They tell her they want to test her for drugs. And the way they did it, they just manhandled her and took her in the back room, and they strapped her down. And it was like 4 or 5 different cops, and it was like, Eva was like, why is this going on? Then they come with the lady. She goes with, she shoots her with the needle, I guess, to draw the blood. But the way it was done, it was just, you knew it was not right. You knew something was wrong. And they are just treating Eva like she's a crooked criminal. Crazy, right? So, it goes back to Jason and Sydney. They're at their meetup on campus. Jason is pretty much, trying to befriend Sydney and say he think he want to take her out. If not, he can just be a friend. So the word is out on the street now that Eva has been arrested. The students on campus are watching the videos. And then Miles, who was Sydney date in a couple of episodes ago, approach her and say, look, you need to get to the police station. Your mom has been arrested. So he thought that she was going to ask him to take her to the police station, but she actually asked Jason to accompany her to the police station. Sid gets to the police station, but they are not letting her see Eva. Eva's attorney has finally arrived, but she said because she is the DA, the DEA, that they're most likely, the case is most likely going to come across her desk. So therefore, she brought another colleague of hers, Kevin, who's pretty much good. So Eva is asking them to, they need to see the dash cameras. They need to see the dash cameras. And they pretty much are, trying to get Eva to, sweep it on the rug. And Eva saying she simply refused. She said, go to the dash cameras. You see how he roughed me up. You see how he pointed a gun on me. She said, I'm not going to, I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to give up on this situation. So pretty much Eva said she ain't bowed out gracefully because, wrong is wrong. So moving on. Sid and Ebony are in Ebony's room. They pretty much watching Eva arrest video, and Sid is feeling some type of way. He was just saying how Dr. Fletcher was with him through his time, and she was never left, was with him every step of the way, was able to encourage to fly his mother into town. And he was saying, how can they, you can be a president of a university and still get done dirty by the police. So, Sid and Ebony, Ebony was pretty much saying, you can put it into your music and do it that way. So they had a moment, and Ebony was like, as a moment if they was getting kind of close, and Ebony was like, well, I'm a bag back because you got a girlfriend. He was like, oh, I'm not with her anymore. So they start to kissing and they get to going. And then she said, you got a condom. So she's at least trying to practice safe sex. So Sid and Ebony ends up getting down with the get down. Let's see here. Eva's in the cell. And this lady is pretty much, one of the jail mates are pretty much trying to threaten her for her shoes. And Eva said, today is not the day. I'm tired. And then, the lady said, oh, you want to be a little tough. And then she said, we are 2 women in a jail cell trying to fight. What purpose is that going to sell? And she said, the lady said, you and your little fancy outfit suits, you got your high-priced lawyer, you'll be out here no time. She said, me, it's like apples for oranges, another day to day. The only thing we share similar is our skin tone. And then Eva said, well, what the hell are you going to do with the shoes anyway? She said, sell them. And then Eva said, if I walk out here, I'll let you have the shoes. So the lady pretty much walked off. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, so Sid comes back to his room. I'm assuming it's the next day. And then Sid girlfriend's awaiting him in the room. She said Bryce pretty much let her in. So she pretty much came over to say she apologized. She had to realize that, he was with Chantel for a long time, so of course he's hurt and he's grieving. So she said she's sorry. She said she just don't want to lose him. And yeah, so she goes to kiss him, and she said, "Wait a minute, you smell funny. Why you still got the same clothes on for last week?" And then said ain't said nothing. Then he just said, "I was what I was." And then she said, "You know what, she was like, Chantel is pretty much not going to be the only person you lose." So she said, "I guess this is it. I guess this is really over." So the students are pretty much gathering up. They want to go to the police station to support Dr. Fletcher. Ebony has to go off to get her phone, and she runs into Cecil Diamond. So Cecil is trying to offer Ebony a spot on the symphony band, and Ebony's like, "Hell no," to the no, no, no. She didn't say that, but in other words, that was what she was pretty much she was pretty much relating to. I do not want to be on your band, because she still says she's still having headaches. How did you let that happen? Why would I come back? Why would you feel thinking it's okay, to ask me on your band after what happened? And she said, "I still get headaches and all this type of stuff." So Eva gets out of jail, and she's walking out with no shoes on. So she and Sydney are trying to go out the back door with the attorney, and said interest in, and he comes to hug her and say he's rooting for her. And then he said, "No, you don't need to go out the back door. You need to face this." And so Eva went through the media frenzy to get into the car, and they was like, "Madison, you rolling with us too." So the media, tried to come with some BS to Eva, and then said stuff and say, "Don't you think she had enough for today?" So don't you think she had enough going on? So Eva's at home with Kevin the attorney, Sid, and Madison, and they're trying to come up with what's the next strategy. Apparently she got her court date, so they're trying to see what the next step is. Her friend calls her, and she said it looks like the case is coming to her desk, so therefore she can't come over. She cannot collaborate with her or try to come up with any strategies with her, because she's probably going to have to, oversee the case. Eva's still hollering about the dashboard cam, and then she was saying, she was just, they was talking about, the problem is the police brutality, and Eva goes to say, I am not the Negro, and I never will be. So Miles sees Madison, and he pretty much trying to ask Madison what's up with Sydney and Jason. And then Madison said, I don't think she's with him or not. And he said, "You sure? Because she didn't let me take her to the police station. She asked him." And then Madison was pretty much saying, "You know what? I really can't talk to you because, she'll have a fit." Ebony's dad comes on campus to visit her and check up on her and see how she's doing. He's asking about this Sid character, and she pretty much tells him that Cecil Diamond had the nerve to ask her to come back to the band. Of course, Daddy is not feeling that, so Dad plays a visit to Mr. Diamond, and he said, "You got some damn nerve. We could have pressed charges, and we could have sued this school for every bloody dollar that we got." And then Cecil Diamond said, "You don't think it's a day I go by that I don't feel bad about that?" And then they was saying, "How would because her dad was saying, how would you feel if somebody bloody and beating your child, and you worry about her because she has headaches and all this good stuff?" So Cecil Diamond is trying to show remorse, and he was saying that's why he wanted to let her back on the band, because he said that was the number one reason she came there. And then he said maybe you should have consulted with her, and he was like, "No, just stay away from her." So Jason is hanging out in the room with Sid. He's talking to her, trying to be of encouragement. He's massaging her, and then he was saying, trying to use reverse psychology on her. And then they would almost kiss, but then Madison busts in the room, and then she was letting Jason left, and she pretty much was telling Sid that Miles was concerned about her, and she's like, "What you doing talking to Miles, and why is everybody concerned about me and whatever. So she said everybody just needs to mind their business. And then Madison said, well, we never had that talk about your business is your business and my business is my business. She said, well, we having the talk now. Now it goes to back to Sad sees Eva walking on campus, and he says something's got to be done. He's fired up, he's mad, and Eva's trying to get him to channel that anger into his music and not to do something stupid. And says, I'm not really interested in doing something stupid, but I think something got to be done. So, Eva is then doing an interview with the DJ, and she was just talking about how, racial issue, police brutality in the black community is just a problem, and how you can be a president in a nice suit and still be, racial profile. And then from there, it ends with the episode going back to the beginning as it shows someone watching the interview that was done by Eric Garner's mom. And apparently that is said dressed in a black hoodie watching the interview. And she was just saying how they did her son Ron and how he ended up dying. And then they talked about, they just showed the video and they did a little segment about Eric Garner, and then it ends. So that was it. Looks like it's going to get even hotter next week as they are showing segments of thinking about letting Eva go, being released as the president of GAMU. So stay tuned for more videos. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good evening.